Hey everyone, welcome back. In the last video, we learned about conditional statements, how to make decisions in C++. Today, we are going to learn how to make our code repeat automatically using loop. Let's dive in. What are loops? In real life, we do things repeatedly, brushing teeth every day, checking our phone again and again. In programming, loops helps us repeat tasks until a condition is false. In simpler terms, loop equals to repeat a block of code multiple times. So what we are doing, loop is repeating a block of code multiple times. C++ provides three main types of loop: for loop, while loop, and do while loop. Let's look at the for loop. First, let's create a new file, loop.cpp. First, hashtag include io3 using namespace std and main. Let's say you want to print hello 5 times. What can you do? Write cout 5 times. You can do it easily. But now you want to print hello thousands times. Can you write thousands of lines of cout? No, right? What will we do? We will write a for loop. For loop, we first write for parentheses, then our curly bracket. In curly brackets, we are going to write cout hello handle. Every cout we are going to move to the next line. Now in for loop we pass three statements. First is our initialization of a variable. After that we write the condition for that loop to stop, and we also have to update that variable. So our for loop will continue to run. Let's run it. Here you can see it printed hello for 1,000 times. If you want, you can count it. Let's look at the dry run, how it is working. For int I equals to 1, I less than equals to 1,000, I plus plus cout hello. Initially, what we first declare a variable I from 1. It is kinda like a counting. So what is telling the for loop that I'm starting here. Okay, then this condition is telling you have to stop here, and this statement is updating that value. Initially we have a I equals to 1, then it will check with the condition is 1 less than equals to 1,000. Condition is true, then it will execute this block and will print hello. After printing hello, it will increase value of I by 1. Okay, this is our post increment operator which increases our value plus 1. So now our value of I becomes 2. Now again it checks the condition 2 is less than equals to 1,000. True, then it will print hello again, then I will increment it again, then I will become 3. Then again it will check for the condition is 3 less than equals to 1,000. True, then hello will be printed again. It will goes on to the 1,000 print. After printing 1,000, our I will become 1,001. It will check again is less than equals to 1,000. No, our program will come out of the for loop. The for loop is perfect when you know how many times to repeat something. Now let's look at the while loop. The while loop is used when you don't know how many times the loop will run, but you have a condition. Let's write down the code first. In while loop, initialization will happen first. I equals to 1. After initialization, we will be writing while. We don't know when our loop will stopping, so but we do know the condition. We'll write a condition I less 1,000 cout hello and update. Let's run it. You can see our code printed at 1,000 times. In this example, you know the code will stop at 1,000, but what will if you have a value I equals to let's say 20 and you are stopping it when I greater than 0 and updating I not by incrementing but by dividing it. So how many times will this code print hello? See here you can see it printing exactly 5 times. Right, let's see what's happening here. I equals to 20 while I greater than 0 cout hello. Initially we had a I20. If we were doing increment, we know it will increase 1 every time, so our loop will print hello 20 times. But when we are dividing I by 2, we can calculate mathematically it will print around 5 times, but 5 times. But if I is divisible by let's say 3, you are not going to divide and say the computer my code will execute this number of, right, because it is unpredictable. So we are writing a condition here that until my I is greater than 0, keep running the loop, and at some point my I becomes 0 or less than 0, just stop the loop. So basically know what is the stopping condition, but we don't know after how many times of running code it will stop. So basically while loop is used when you don't know how many times the loop will run, but you have the condition. One more thing in while loop, whenever you are writing while loop, never forget to add updation. Okay, what will happen if you forgot to update the loop variable or your condition never becomes false? You will create an infinite loop. I have a I equals to 1. It will check 1 less than 5. True, it will print 1. Then I will goes here. We have I equals, it will print I again because we are not updating the I. So what will happen? Our while loop will keep printing 1 1 1 1 infinitely. So never forget to update your variable, so our loop will not go into the infinite loop. Here you can see int I equals to 20, I less than equals to 20. Here you can see our code is not stopping, it continue to run. So never forget to update your variable or else it will continue to run and keep using your CPU. Now let's look at the do while loop. Sometimes you want to run the loop at least once even if the condition is false. That's when you use the do while loop. Let's look at the example. Int I equals to 6, do cout I while. This is our syntax for do while. Here you can see I equals to 6 and 6 less than is 5, which is false, so the loop should not run. But what's happening here is that C++ execute this portion first, then checks the condition. Even though the condition is false from the start, the loop runs once before checking. That's the key difference between while and do while. Here you can see our code printing 6 even the condition is false, it running at least 1. That's it for the loops. Let's look at the problem related to the loop. Let's write a simple program that add number 1 to 5. First what we have to do, if we want to add 1 to 5 numbers, we have to store them somewhere. To store them we have to declare a variable. What we are doing, we are repeatedly adding numbers and incrementing it. We will initialize it from 1 go till 5 I sum plus equals to I. Let's see what's happening here. Initially I was 1, sum was 0. It checks the condition 1 less than 5 true, or 1 plus 1 will add to the sum. Then I value increases by 1 becomes 2. 2 less than 5 true, it will increase 2 because we are using I. Now 3 less than 5 true, it will add 3. 4 less than 5, it will add 4. 5 less than equals to 5, it will add 5. 6 less than 5 no. So our sum will be 1 plus 2 plus 3 plus 4 plus 5. It will become 5. So what we are doing, we iterating and adding that variable into the sum variable. Int sum equals 0, 4 int I equals 1 less than equals to 5, sum plus equals to I cout sum. Here you can see our answer is 15. You can also do the same program with the while loop and do while loop. Try it by yourself. Now let's look at the nested loop. It is similar to the if. We can place one loop inside another called a nested loop. For I int I equals to 1, I less than 3, I plus plus 4 int j equals to 1, j less than equals to 3, j plus plus cout I j. And whenever you are declaring a nested for loop, make sure you are not using same variable, okay? Because variable name should be, if we are declaring it by I here, then you should j or any other characters. You can write here num, that's also. Now what's happening here, initially we have I equals to 1, then it will check condition 1 less than 3, it is true, then it will come inside this loop. Now we have j equals to 1 and 1 less than 3, it will come inside and then print value of I 1 space j, then space. After printing, our value of j increased by 1. 2 less than equals to 3 true, it will print again 1 2, j's value increase again, value of j in by 1 again, then it will print 1 3. So basically what's happening, for I equals to 1, we are running the for loop 3 times because we are using condition till 3. So for every I, j will run for 3 times. Let's say if I is 1, then j will run 1 2 3. If I is 2, j will run 1 2 3. I is 3, j will run 1 2 3. So what is happening, for every iteration of I, j will complete it iteration, then it will come out its for loop. For int j equals to 1, j less than equals to j plus plus cout j. After coming out of this loop, what we are doing, let's run. Here you can, for I equals to 1, let's smile. Here you can see for I equals to 1, it is printing. For I equals to 1, it is printing 2. For I equals to 1, it is printing 3. For better visuality, what we can do, we will print I here, okay? Then for single I, we will print all the j's. Here you can see I equals to 1, j will print 1 2 3 4 5. I equals to 2, j will print 1 2 3 4 5. I equals to 3, j will print 1 2 3. Similarly for 4 5, j loop will run. So that's our nested loop. You can write another loop inside that j loop. You can practice on it. Let's look at the important concept related to loop. We can control loop flow using break continue. How we are going to use for int I equals to 1, I less than 5, I plus plus. What we know about the loop run automatically and repeatedly until the condition is false, but we want to stop a loop in between, or we want to skip certain iteration in the loop. We will use break and continue. If I equals to 3, continue. If I equals to 5, break. See out of 5. Let's look at this code. What is happening here? I equals to 1, I less than equals to 5, true. If condition I equals to 3, no. I equals to 5, no. Then it will print 1. Then I will become 2. 2 less than equals to 5, true. 2 equals to 3, no. 2 equals to 5, no. Then 2 will be printed. Our I will increase again. It will become 3. 3 less than equals to 5, true. 3 equals to 3, true. Then continue will execute and skip that iteration and will come here. Then our value of I will become 4. 4 less than 5, true. 4 equals to 3, no. 4 equals to 5, no. Then it will print 4. Now I become 5. 5 less than equals to 5, true. 5 equals to 3, no. 5 equals to 5, true. Then it will break the loop. It will break the loop and it won't print 5. So what is happening here? Continue will skip that iteration and increment our I value, but break will completely exit from the loop. If you write 4 here, what will happen? It will print 1, it will print 2, it skip 3, at 4 it will exit from the loop. So our answer will be 2. Let's look at the common mistake we are going to make. First mistake will be while you are writing while loop, you are going to forget update. So whenever writing while loop, never forget to update your variable, because if you forgot, the loop will go infinite condition. Second mistake is single equal is for assignment, double equal is for comparison. Third mistake is while writing, do while loop. After writing while and its condition, make sure to add a semicolon. In other loops, we don't have to mention semicolon at the end of the loop, but in do while loop, we have to mention a semicolon after the while loop, after a be covered, for loop, while loop, do while loop, nested loop, break and continue. Thank you everyone.